Hello, hello, hello. So we are now hopefully streaming, and I hope you can hear me. I've got the VR headset currently sitting on my wheel just to verify everything's okay. I have done very little in the way of track time recently. I've been quite ill with the flu, so that's my racer excuse for the day.
20th place.
I don't expect to be terribly competitive, not today, but I am using the Pimax Crystal Light for this race. Last time round I was using the Quest 3. I do rotate between headsets, but the Crystal Light for me is a new headset, so we shall see how that does. So far impressions are reasonably good. Interesting blurry things going on the headset at the minute, but yeah, reasonably good headset. Has a few issues here and there, but we can talk through those on stream. I might be a bit quiet on this stream just because, like I said, I'm going to go over the flu and off not planned, but yeah, but we shall see how it goes. I can't talk to you guys while I'm racing. I haven't sorted out open knee board. I'll try and get that sorted out for the next race.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now
So I'm going to close the chat window now and go into the race, and I shall speak to you guys on the flip side. Feel free to leave any comments as we go, and I will read them at the end. So we're doing quali. I don't really care where I qualify. This is more a, for me, it's kind of an extended practice session now. Right. I'd like to have got a few laps under my belt, but it is what it is. Trying to get headset in the sweet spot. So there we go. Need to start moving to get some airflow on the wind sim, because otherwise it gets very warm in this cupboard. So you might notice that I'm currently running with mirrors, which I hadn't been in the past. With the Quest 3, just found that with the encoding it just ended up being too much computation. They don't really add as much as I was hoping in terms of peripheral vision, but every little helps. What I could do is switch off those other two mirrors and extend the virtual mirror, so it goes a bit more. Right now it's set to 45 degrees, isn't a huge amount. I could extend that, but we'll see. The only problem with the clarity of this screen, because this VR headset is so clear, I want to get rid of the jaggies, because they just kind of shimmer. That means adding a lot in the way of processing for the anti-aliasing, which I can't really do. So it is a bit of a compromise, as it always is in VR sim racing, until we get sufficiently advanced with the hardware and headsets. It's not a bad headset at all. Right now, I can clearly see the track I'm driving, my dials in front of me, not so much the steering wheel, that's a bit of a blurry mess. And the UI stuff, especially the dash down there, not very visible. I seem to have closed the chat window and I have no clue how to open it again in iRacing, at least not while I'm driving. See a lot of detail on the curbs, on the track itself. The car looks phenomenal. See all of this webbing. Pretty much in the same detail you're seeing it on the screen. No idea how to take that corner.
The leader's just done a 210 by take 3.
Yeah, so these trees you can see around us, there aren't that many around Sebring, but they are quite jaggy. Again, this is kind of like first impression area in terms of my settings. I'm getting a rock solid 90 frames a second with this headset. Of course, I've got a 4090, which is very powerful. Hardware wise, I haven't changed anything since running the Quest 3. I'm able to get 90 frames a second rather than 72. That's pretty decent. Here I can see lots of detail on these curbs. Better. In practice, I was constantly just not trailing off enough and not for long enough. I spent a lot of my early sim racing just
21st. Sector 1 is 1.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.2 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.6.
Yeah, I spent most of my early sim racing career in ACC. So the tracks that are available in ACC I know fairly well. Tracks that aren't or weren't at the time, not so much. Sadly, I do think I'm going to be around 20th place in qualifying. I'd be happy if I could hit the 11s. Might have to wait for the race for that. For reference, my fastest lap time around here is an 11.0. That was in the Merc, and for some reason I picked a car that feels kind of a bit better, but I'm slower with, so I don't know. Haven't really worked out how to drive this one yet.
Sector 2 is a second off the pace.
Not around those curves for sure. Much gas. That then bleeds time all the way down the straight. Fifth. Wow. slope. Guess about the same as what I did in the previous lap.
P23, you're currently 2.2 off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. You're a second off the pace in Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace. That lap was a 2:12.73. That's the new fastest lap for Sharp, 2:10.34.
Scruffy through there. Still faster than the previous time, but hey, scruffy. Back straight, if I can get that right. Might be okay. Oh, just blood load of time there. Back in track limits. Cleaner. I'm not sure it's much faster, but it was cleaner. So in Pimax Play, or whatever they have called the software, I do not have motion compensation on, and I also don't have the built-in foveated rendering.
You're now 1.9 off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.44 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.5 off the pace. Your last lap time was at 2:12.23.
I think I can get faster than that just by tidying this up in the next lap if I've got more laps. Having a bit of a breather lap at the minute. As you can see just here, I've gained a little bit, not a huge amount. Seem to have lost afterwards. Probably a lazy shift. But yeah, despite the resolution of this thing, I'm actually finding that I can drive my PC harder as a result. It is of course native versus the Quest, which involves having to transcode, sorry, an encoded signal
2 is 1.4 off the pace.
before distributing it. And I've been running this for, well, today's pretty much the first time I've run it in anger. I had a quick play with it just before I got ill, and yeah, I've got used to the fact that it's tethered pretty quickly.
Sector 3 is 0.46 off the pace. New fastest lap for Sharp, 2:10.15.
Fail.
You're outside of track limits there.
Yeah, City around there. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the headset. There are a few things like by shift sounded awful. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this. If I go to look at the headrest, when I run up Pimax Play by default, there's a lot of judder, which is where the inside-out tracking wasn't quite tracking properly. There have been a couple of updates this week on Pimax Play and the headset itself that seem to have helped resolve those issues. But also, by default, it was in 60 Hz. There's no auto detect, and we're in lighty. And some of my lighting is probably in 50 Hz, if not all of it. So if you're getting some issues with the inside-out tracking, it could well be around that. In terms of the sweet spot, yeah, it's not a Quest 3. Oh, no, it looks like I'm 21st then. It's not a Quest 3. You can't see from top to bottom with full clarity. Like I said, I've got this in the sweet spot. I can see my virtual mirror pretty clearly. There's a little bit of chromic abrasions there, but otherwise it's okay. Yeah. Effectively, we've got the chromatic issues where we're seeing color separation, but
Box in 300 meters.
It's okay. If I'm nasally or not quite coherent, I apologise. If you've just joined me, I'm just getting over the flu. I've had it for about 2 weeks. It's been awful. I haven't been able to race or play with my hardware, and it sucks. But we're giving it a go now. It's going to be an arrive and drive session, pretty much, which is why I haven't qualified particularly well. This is my racer excuse. We should be good to race. Let's have a look at how things are going. Double check the stream is okay. I can't really check this real time because, well, I haven't set it up. It's not like the Quest where I've got it running in the background. So that makes it a little harder. Apologies for that. Hopefully you'll be able to follow the stream. Hopefully you can hear me in the stream, because that would suck otherwise. Can't see anything in chat yet, so I will close that and get ready to race. Oh, yeah, getting into the sweet spot of this headset, it's okay. It's not that hard. Bit of wiggling around and you're there. Sometimes a bit of an adjustment afterwards. And now I'm looking like what's in front of me and what's above me. The stuff down here, I can't see. It doesn't matter what kind of adjustment I do. This is a blurry mess at the bottom here that I'm looking at now when I'm looking straight ahead. There's not much I can do about that. I say it's a blurry mess. It's readable, but it's not great, honestly. So let's have a look to see how others have done, shall we? Oh yes, we are not last, but not far off. And sadly, everyone's in the 11th. So if we take what I was doing in Sebring last year, be around here, which is 10th, 11th on the grid. How are we doing in terms of AMs? That's the first AM, which is William. Second is Clement. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Ooh, top 10, I suppose. Could be worse.
That's the end of the session. P22.
Ooh, sweaty mask. I suppose that's one thing I would say about this headset. It's breathable in terms of there can be airflow. When I've got the wind sim going, it's nice. However, apologies for looking at the sky again. However, for the most part, my wind sim is not running unless I'm driving. So I can't read that up there. There we go. It says grid, but it's, yeah, I'm seeing double. Okay, we'll just try and keep it clean. Try and just finish in the top 10 for my class, that is, and go from there. What are we looking? There's a mixed bag of cars around us. I don't think I'm getting the most out of the Aston for sure. I'm pretty sure the guy on pole isn't an Aston. And we all have the same setups. I haven't played around with brake bias, so I'm literally just running it as is. And I'm pretty sure that playing around with brake bias on this would land me some time, because there's so many corners where you're either getting oversteer, and I don't know if you saw that, I was getting some power slides out. It's just making me slow. Some of it is, yeah, David, you've not been in the car for a while. Your pedal control could do with some work, but yeah.
40 minutes. The track
His
temp
life.
is 34. The air temp is 26 Celsius.
Engine started. I can't actually hear this right now. The volume is quite poor on this headset, I have to say. It needs to be a lot louder for me. Can't hear the car idling. I do have the DMAS. Well, I haven't got it ordered yet, but I will be ordering the DMAS, which is one of the aftermarket accessories that Pimax sell, and that should improve the audio volume. Really give a better audio experience all around. However, the standard audio module should be better, and I believe they are trying to adjust that in software, so giving us more volume out of the hardware, which would be great. Up front I can see jaggies on the Merc. It's not terrible. Detail is good. Just would be nice if I could run some more anti-aliasing, maybe with a 5090, but then we've got the Pimax Crystal Super coming out around that time, so that's going to be a fun compromise. Trying not to hit this guy up the arse. Who is it? Ian. Sorry, Ian. No passing zone. Really? Come on. I mean, textures are readable. It's just the model edges are a bit jaggy, but hey, I'm nitpicking a little bit here. That's more my hardware than it has anything to do with the Crystal Light. If you've ever driven in VR, you know it's always a compromise to get a decent frame rate with nice visuals without spending an absolute fortune. I mean, I have a 4090, so I've done the spending an absolute fortune thing. However, that only gets you so far these days. Unless there's some magic trick that comes out from Nvidia or AMD, we're stuck with having to get a measured compromise out of this. I think DQ Dave is starting last or in the pits or something. I'm sure he had a qualifying ban already. Oh, we're going to get going, so I might get quiet.
Okay, mate, get ready. Floor it, green, green, green.
Dropping just below 90, I think we're in 80 here.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear left. Left side. Still there. Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
Weird
start, mate.
stuff going on there.
Incident in the hairpin. We think it might be Raven.
I think I managed to miss him. But it's put us right in trouble. So we've lost 4 seconds on the guys ahead, but that's... This Bart spun in front of us and I had to take evasive action. I think I avoided hitting him.
P15, great driving, keep it up. The car in front of us is Q.
Lots of pressure. We can take a bit of pressure.
Car left, clear left. On your left. Hold your line. Clear left, left side. Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. Clear left.
Come on, mate, defend your position.
Trying to. Someone's trying to sneak up there, mate.
The leader has just done a 210.49.
Car left. Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear left.
P17.
Clear left.
Come on, don't let him get away.
I'm just going to race.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear left.
I know it shouldn't be there, but there's so much of an overlap in the braking. I didn't want to punt him.
Time to get defensive, mate.
That was a bit loose.
Car right. Still there. Hold your line.
Oh, I am through there.
Hold your line. Clear right. Right side. Clear right.
We'll need to pit for fuel. 33 minutes into the race.
Okay.
There's an incident in Cunningham. It looks like Hamlin. Yellow flag.
Let's us rejoin.
The gap to Gardner behind is increasing. It's now 1.1. 16th place. That was a 212.81.
Broke myself there a bit.
The gap in front is now 1.6 seconds.
I think we're catching up with the guy ahead. Fortunately, I think Hamlin is catching us up, so. Definitely catching us up. I mean, that corner alone. Are technically teammates, but I'm sure he will just go for a dive.
Defend your position, don't let him through. He's quicker than you into Cunningham.
He's also a pro class, so it doesn't really matter that much.
P15, that's the fastest lap of the race.
Clear left. Car left. Clear left.
You've used half your fuel.
Get back into a rhythm. Lost it a little bit with Hamlin coming through. Kind of expected that, to be honest.
The gap to Hamlin ahead is increasing. It's now 1.2.
Had to check up on the brakes a little bit, which definitely cost us time. He is quicker than us, he just also made a mistake earlier on. Kind of need Mav to do me a favour and hold up Patrick for a bit longer.
The pit window is now
Terrible.
open.
Okay, so we can now pit.
B16, maximise every lap. Let's salvage what we can.
Bit of pedal dancing there. Takes me a little bit of time. Patrick's through. And he definitely had the pace on us in quali, so
The gap to Dean behind is now 2.5.
Barnes has gone. Getting into that low fuel territory.
Ten minutes of fuel remaining. B15.
Blow through that. Seem to be catching people. Definitely seeing more people at least. Miles up the road. Oh, it's lapped people. Boo. Also not in our class. So it doesn't help us in the least. Clumsy.
New fastest lap for Sharp, 210.22. Focus on the exits. We can go faster here. That's 20 minutes to go. You're halfway home. We think about 7 minutes of fuel left. The gap to D behind is now 2.9 seconds. The car in front of us is Phillips.
Better through that. Terrible through that. Still don't know how to take that damn corner.
That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
Not a bad map so far.
The gap to D behind is increasing. It's now 3.6 seconds. Phillips in front is pitting.
Next lap for us.
P14. I think P4's gone off in turn 5. Very little fuel left. Hit this lap, in this lap. 15 minutes left, that's 15 minutes.
Trying to keep it smooth. I have my best lap time this year on this circuit.
There's an incident in Le Mans. We're running on fumes, mate. In this lap, box this lap.
That's it.
The leader, Sharp, is pitting.
Need to go second gear on here.
Zabo is leading the race. The car ahead's pitting. Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour. We'll fuel you to the end of the race.
See how much we cock up this.
100 meters, 2 liters left. 50 meters. Smith behind is pitting.
Second gear, not ideal, but hey.
Your exit looks clear. Stay behind the line.
Mr. Phillips in front. Caught him a little bit in the pits. Hard to know where we are position wise because the relatives are all over the place. Come to think of it, I don't think the bloody UI is showing up again.
The gap to Phillips in front is now 2.1. The leader, Zabo, is pitting. The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 32 Celsius. The guy in front is Phillips.
Don't know if we have the speed on him or not. He's in the pits.
The gap to Dean behind is increasing. It's now 8.8. P16.
Frame drop here.
10 minutes remaining, 10 minutes.
Huge amount. Oh, he's just much faster than me. Don't think we're ever going to catch him, but hey. As long as I can put him under some pressure, that will keep me happy. But I kind of see this as a glorified practice because I haven't had much time to get used to the headset to actually do any laps around here anyway.
The gap to Phillips ahead is now 2.4.
I see.
The driver in front of us is Phillips.
I see his line through there. He basically sacrifices that second to last corner. Get a good run off on the straight, which makes sense. Might try that. 9 seconds to Patrick. And this.
15th place.
Go through that first sector for some reason.
That's 5 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes. You're reeling Phillips in. The gap's now 3.1.
How am I reeling him in? Where's 2.8? Half a second down on my lap times even. Ain't a good lap time.
Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Jim, you're an idiot. No, it's harsh, but it's true. Oh, I'm reading him there. He forked up. Gonna be enough though. But like I said, just try and keep pressure on him. That seemed better through there.
You're a second off in sector 1.
Yeah, first sector really forks up. Better. First sector, not great, but better. Consistent lapping at least. Probably 2 or 3 tenths
Phillips ahead is now 2.8.
shy of what Phillips can do. Hard to actually adjust your lines when you are driving the race.
Two minutes to go, 2 minutes.
That costs me 4 tenths, just that one corner. And
That
what
lap
Phillips is
time
doing.
was 2:12.22. Lap times are pretty consistent.
Yeah, I just need to sort out that first corner, Jim. Or last corner. And first corner, to be fair. Reasonable lap time. For me at least. Where are we going, man? Screw it all up in one
5 minutes.
corner again. It's consistent that I'm losing 5-6 tenths in that corner, so I need to.
Last lap. You've just done a 2:12.01.
See where I'm screwing up. I'm consistently screwing up in that corner. Look, I've gained 4 tenths on him this lap. I will lose it all now.
There's an incident in turn 1. Looks like it's Chandler.
Drifted for it instead. Not great, but
There's a big mess in Christensen, P15. Well done, mate. Good finish.
thought I'd try and get a fastest lap for me, which I did. Phillips just had too much in that final corner for me, so I'll play around with that. The Mercedes line that I was using in that corner just doesn't work. The car doesn't stick in the same way. Seem to have found a toad. What's up, Mr. Man? Yes, there's bedtime stories. Look at Pokemon bedtime stories on Audible. Recommended listen for anyone that's into Pokemon and under 10. Yes, go and look at that. I'm just braking too late for that corner because that felt a lot better. Oh, it's the pits. I'm getting into trouble now.
engage limiter, box in 260 metres.
Sorry, bad pit entry. I know. Right, let's go and have a look to see. I know where we finished. We finished P15. We started 21st, so we did gain some places. Where did that leave us in the AMs? 5th. Okay. Well, you look at my qualifying pace versus my race pace. My race pace, I did a 1:11.4. No, 1:11.6 in the race, but I couldn't manage anything lower than a 1:12 in quali. However, that was high fuel loads. I haven't practiced much, so I did get faster during the race. I'm fairly happy with that result. I don't know if there are any kind of serious incidents during the race, so let's go and have a look. No, I don't know. Go and ask Mummy. Jeez. Okay, go and ask Mummy. Yes, not the person that's in a car racing. Yeah. Well, neither do I. Who is this? Okay, so let's have a look. Sorry about that, folks. Let's go and have a look to see what actually happened during the race. Did anything happen during the race? Because our race was uneventful, let's face it. I didn't have the pace for Richards, and I was faster than Patrick. So what can you do? Initially, Patrick was faster than me. He, however, didn't gain any pace during the race. I don't know if he did any practice. So, yeah, makes a difference, apparently. How do I get to laps? Before I go and have a look at the race itself, let's have a quick gander to see if anyone has asked me anything in chat. Oh, that is a very sweaty headset. Sweating during a race is not unusual for me, so I wouldn't suggest that's a problem with this headset. It's just racing in VR is warm. Thanks, man. Yeah. The race was okay, I think. P5 for us isn't bad, considering. If I had done any practice, I would have been disappointed with not being on the podium. But P5 in class is okay. So let's go to the race. Let's make sure I've got the window so I can actually move around stuff. I don't care who we're following because we're going to look at incidents. But we should do so from the chase cam, maybe with the far chase. And have a look at Mr. Sharp was the first guy. Once incident is here. I'm going backwards on the incidents. Yes, I am, that's why. I was thinking, this is weird. Why are we getting incidents at the end? Right, let's go forward. So this is a bit of a love tap. Oh, and someone's spinning. Oh, yeah, I think I saw that. There I go. Yeah, that was interesting, guys. Oh, yeah. This is where I had to take evasive action. And unfortunately, that's also how we dropped so far behind. Oh, well, don't do it. Bart was unlucky there. Spun on cold tyres, easy to do. Oh, another spin on cold tyres. Oh. It's William. What's happening with him? Was this where... See a spin? It's just a wall rub. Oh. Too much curb, my friend. Curb hurts. I could get rid of the UI. There we go. That'll be more fun, won't it? Now I can't find my button box. The joys of VR. Right, so... Next up. Oh, a bit of war love. How is this when we see a spin? No more war love. Oh, really loves that wall. So easy to do there. You can see the body roll you get on the Merc, which in some ways actually helps you get round. Is that the same? Is this the same incident over and over? Some more love. Is he seriously doing this every lap? Find a different line through this corner, man. There's Mr. Giles. Okay. Let's not look at that all the time. Oh. What are we looking at here? A spin? Maybe a spin on the grass? No. What are we looking at? Let's see. Spin. Oh, we're back at the start. Cool. So, not that many incidents then. We had a fairly clean race. It was so uneventful though. Yeah, hopefully we will get some more excitement in the next race. Let's have a look, see if anyone's left the message. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I like about this VR headset, what I don't like. So clarity in the sweet spot, it's superb. I mean, you can read a lot of info on that car in front of us, for example, and it's way off in the distance. Frame rate, I mean, I'm very happy with the Pimax XR plugin, which is a third-party plugin, by the way, and it was open source. It's great that someone has spent some of their own time doing that for us. It's amazing and it works so well. I just hope that it gets the support that it deserves in the future, because it does mean that we can sustain a decent frame rate with the Pimax Crystal Light. So sweet spot's good. You do get these artifacts top and bottom, not so much at the top, but definitely at the bottom you get almost blur, so you've got double vision after effect. Probably about, I don't know, it's a long way down, probably the bottom 10%, and then probably about the top 5% of your vision is quite blurry. It's not going to compete on the Quest 3 on those grounds, but it is higher definition. It does seem to run, at least for me right now, better than the Quest 3 does for the same hardware. Obviously your mileage might vary a little bit on that, because it's going to be very dependent on what your system is like and where you're coming from. So you're always going to have to compromise in VR, but this does a pretty decent job of it. I think it is probably best suited to running simulations. So like we do here, we have a seated experience, and tracking's good. I mean, not phenomenal, but it's good. I have my room set up fairly well for inside out tracking, and I'll do a video on that in the future. But overall, I think I'm pretty happy with this headset. I give a more detailed opinion in a first impressions video that I'm hopefully gonna be able to run through and get out within the next week or so. I've also got some fun stuff that I'm going to be doing with my base shakers, so look out for that in the near future. Okay, so thank you for watching, and goodbye for now. Watching Paul Bart trying to catch up with everyone. Sorry, Bart. Okay, time to go.